Alright, Thunderfoot video. Yay, kind of. Anyway, yeah, neon. Okay. I don't remember much about neon. Makes that red light. You know, you put electricity through it, glows reddish, and so that was kind of a big deal. Really inert. I think that's the right word, but yeah, it doesn't. Well, fluorine, was the one earlier, and that one like combines with everything, and neon combines with nothing. I mean, it's like the loneliest element you have ever known. Lonelier than helium, probably. So yeah, neon just does not make compounds. Just doesn't do it. There's no such thing as like neon frickin' fruggin' acid. It just doesn't exist. Neocaleic acid or something. It's not really neon, it's some other neo. Anyway, so yeah, it all kind of escapes. There's a lot of it in the universe, but there's a tiny bit on Earth because, yeah, it's lighter than air thing, and it just all just goes away, floats away. It doesn't combine with anything, so it doesn't get stuck here. So it just gets the hell out of town. So, they can capture it, they liquefy the atmosphere and they can condense it off and so they can get some of it. But, yeah, that's why it's kind of rare. But there's a whole bunch of it out in space just floating around, I guess, because it doesn't really, it doesn't hang out with anybody. So, yeah, it's probably enough said, right? I really don't think it does anything else of note besides making colored lights. That's about it. So anyway, alright, so now we're going to do this banana guy, apparently. Why do creationists blah 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 blah. And so we'll see how that goes. Oh, camera angles not too
Behold, behold, behold.
Oh, that is really just so slimy. And he had sunglasses on before, I mean, it's kind of funny this guy's talking about bananas and how that God made them perfect and all that stuff, and God didn't even make them. But anyway, why wouldn't God shield our eyes? Do the birds have sunglasses? So why would a creationist be wearing sunglasses? Isn't that a concession that your body isn't perfect? Yeah, that God kind of, missed the notch there, just should have had extra eyelid or thicker eyelid or, eyelids that change with the light. He couldn't do that, whatever that is, thing. He didn't see the commercial for that. Yeah, so, but the whole idea of trying to make nature fit into some sort of rational mold is stupid. People don't get run over on the street because God doesn't like them. God just doesn't give. He's just not active here. So if you die here, it's not because you're a shithead. It's just because, yeah, God's not going to save you from circumstances. Anyway, this is just stupid. Creationists are stupid.
Theist's nightmare.
Oh, here we go again.
Now, your nickname is the Banana Man.
Yeah, evolution comes from the imaginations of men. It's very nebulous. It's as big or as small as the imaginations of men. You can see it.
That was scary.
The language they use is language of speculation. We believe, perhaps, maybe, could have.
Well, you see, this is where you and I fundamentally differ, Ray. My understanding of reality is contingent on reality, whereas yours is not. Yep, given the right observations, I will correct my views to make them congruent with reality.
Oh, good. All right. So that's a start then. So you're susceptible to a better argument. Well, I contend, okay, that the universe is not beautiful. Okay, there's no beauty in the universe of any substantial merit. It's all just, it's as silly as saying, a woman is beautiful when she's in a proper corset and a nice, bell dress or something, and that being your definition of beautiful. That would be silly for you to talk about like that as a scientist. That has no credibility or meaning. And so there's nothing of value in the universe. There is nothing in the universe that's valuable except for sentient creatures. And what we see evolution do to them is completely disregard their sentience. So there's horrible ugliness and horrible brutality and cruel. Well, cruel implies a motive, so it doesn't have a motive, but it's just brutal. Okay, there's brutality in the universe. That would be the fair description of the universe. Not beautiful, brutal. That's the fair description. The intelligent, logical, where the facts point to description. Come on, I hit the button.
And if that involves jettisoning the theories of Newton, Einstein, and Darwin, then so be it. Now let's compare this to Ray. Ray's understanding of reality is not contingent on reality, because he already deems himself to have divine insight.
Well, I could have stopped you there because I know what was in the beginning. You don't know. I know what was in the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You don't know. I do.
That's right. There is no evidence that could be presented to Ray to make him change his mind. Because
Yeah, well, because he has a faith notion. So, but he might have acquired that. I mean, some religious people, God does talk to them. You know, they look up to the sky and they go blah 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 blah, blah, and some kind of whatever happens, and they say, "Oh, gee, I got a tingle in my anus. God must exist." Or there's like a coincidence happens. You know, they say, "I would really like a Hershey bar right now," and all of a sudden, one just falls on their head because the kid threw it in the air and it landed on their head, but they think it's their God. Oh, God did it. And so they draw a conclusion because people are kind of superstitious and all that kind of crap. And or else, they could have a delusion in sickness or something, and Jesus could actually sit on their bed and have a conversation with them and tell them little fairy stories, and then they're going to, you're not going to be able to talk them out of it because their personal experience tells them otherwise. So then, you're just not going to have enough evidence to undo their personal experience, even though it's a complete and fucktarded delusion. Yeah.
because he knows. The irony is, of course, that Ray, who is so proud of his absolute knowledge of the origin of the universe, has a less than impressive track record when it comes to the origin of, it's pick a subject from random. Let's say the origin of bananas.
At the top for ease of entry, it's just the right shape for the human mouth. Chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, this is funny, but it's also kind of bullshit anyway, though, because, naturally bananas, even natural bananas, are a little bit, friendly for consuming. I mean, that's the whole point. That's how they reproduce. They get consumed by animals like bats and mammals and such.
Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative art.
Yeah, well, see, you should have just caught him on that. The whole pageantry of, the 6-year-old with cancer. That just screams God's wonderful intervention. Yes. Oh, syphilis. Oh, yeah, it's just brilliant idea, God. Brilliant idea. I mean, come on. Yeah, that just screams of God's wisdom and creativity. Oh, please.
Yeah, Ray initially used his absolute knowledge to say that bananas speak to the glory of God's creation. Then Ray released a video saying that he was misquoted and that he accepted that bananas were selectively bred by man.
Banana Man is a reference to an illustration presented by Comfort, in which he compared the complex design elements of a Coke can to the complex design elements of a banana, in order to demonstrate that thoughtful design by a designer is
Yeah, well, look, the whole conversation is just idiotic. You can point to your own little banana, okay, and find lots of critiques and say, what was God thinking here? What was he thinking there? Because there's no evidence of a designer, okay? It's all pretty goddamn sloppy and messy. There's a lot of inefficiencies in how the natural engine burns.
required for both example. However, atheists removed the Coke can from the video version and sent it across the internet, saying that Comfort believed that the banana was conclusive proof of God's existence, missing the point of the illustration completely. They also said that the banana had been modified over time by man to fit in the palm of the hand, and not by God. Comfort apologized for his mistake about the banana, saying, "My apologies for not explaining myself more clearly. I was not aware that the common banana had been so modified through hybridization."
And then in his latest interview he says that there is no evidence that bananas were genetically engineered.
Especially the guy that made that banana video and using a modern, weird-shaped banana and saying it was genetically altered when there was absolutely no credibility to his claims at all. It's bogus. I know what was in the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You don't know, I do.
There's a famous quote from a famous scientist that adequately sums you up here, Ray. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than it does knowledge.
Oh, well, yeah, well, even though it's Charles Darwin, it's a silly quote. I mean, yeah, obviously. Ignorance, how is it going to how can it possibly, how can ignorance create knowledge, beget? How can it give birth to knowledge, ignorance? Come on. I mean, jeez, that's really dumb. So, of course, the confidence, it's more likely to produce, farting disorders. Ignorance will create lots of problems.
That's
Nothing
right,
good.
Man, your bitch ass just got served by Darwin. I guess these are the differences that make me a scientist devoted to building a better understanding of reality. Whereas Ray is...
yes, a better understanding of reality built on a concept like beauty. Yes, that's such a real kind of word. Yes, it has such a real, firm, banana-like texture. Sorry, no sale.
Verbatim repeating a script that he prepared some 3 years ago.
You can see it by the language they use, the language of speculation. We believe, perhaps, maybe, could have.
We believe, perhaps, maybe, could have.
And even back then, his ace in the hole was asking a bunch of, well, with all due respect, greasy high school students what their understanding of evolution was.
Yeah, no, this is the same guy that whines and complains because people will critique his shorts or his sandals or his knobbly little knees when he's interviewing people like Dawkins. But he'll call them greasy. They're greasy. Come on, Thunderfoot. You're just not that charismatically gifted yourself, okay? People could come up with all kinds of like little nerdly words for you. He's nerdly and slobberly and fuckwitty and such.
And then crowing when they couldn't give a cogent explanation of something they didn't understand. Bravo, Ray, bravo. Truly showing the caliber of your creationist arguments there by quote-mining teenagers. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't ask these experts about long division as well. Then you could have disproved mathematics at the same time.
Oh, right. And you couldn't possibly find some little douchebaggy atheists with little bones in their nose and other kinds of bullshit who, have no real credibility to their belief system either. Don't really understand anything about the theory of evolution or the mechanisms of how and why it works. They just reject any philosophy or belief system. So you could find such atheists.
Now, Ray recently staged a cheap publicity stunt where he put a creationist introduction into the seminal work of Charles Darwin, The Origin of the Species.
How many Origin of Species books did we get onto the university campuses last Wednesday?
170,000.
170,000, and how many campuses?
100 top campuses across the U.S. That was the main point of the whole thing. I don't want to turn people against evolution. I want them to doubt evolution enough to re-examine or examine the claims of the gospel.
Yeah, I don't think you really want them to do that. Again, they'll be saying, why are you wearing sunglasses again? Oh, because God left that one out. He left your eyes vulnerable to the most consistent thing on planet Earth, the sun. Oh.
One, Ray. Evolution at its simplest is that in iterative self-replicating systems, more successful patterns, by definition, propagate better than less successful ones. But how on earth in your mind do you get from expecting people to question what is true by definition to examining the claims of some 2,000-year-old stories about goat herders and magic men in the Mediterranean? Stand back, Banana Man. It's about...
Yeah, I don't even know if that really goes anywhere. You use that goat herder line a lot. Just like you point to the banana guy repeating himself, you use that goat herder thing over and over and over. And so isn't that just another pile of jargon? There's been lots of intelligent men who believed, all right, for their own reasons. Yeah, we don't have the first cause thing answered. It's seductive, period. To have some kind of thing behind this besides just cruelty. I mean, cruelty is a shitty god, and that's what evolution is. It's about cruelty, Thunderfoot. Alright, it's about brutality. It's not winning a fair fight, it's winning an ugly, disgusting fight. all right, where there is no holes are virtually barred. That's how it is. There is no rules to the fight in evolution. No rule whatso-fucking-ever. All right, and that's a little bit hard for some people to swallow. But to just, yeah, to use this goat herder crap. Would you say that to Mendel's face? Would you say you're just a suck up to a goat herder's bullshit? I don't think you would.
How to try logic.
Richard Dawkins says I'm an ignorant fool, so if what I've written must have been ignorant foolishness. So why was he telling them to rip it out? He should be saying, read the ignorant foolishness of Ray Comfort and see what an ignorant fool he is.
Well, that would be a waste of time, actually. So why would he would not want people to waste any neurons on babble. And, yeah, that's all you're talking is babble.
And it will strengthen your faith in evolution.
No, Ray. Reading junk constitutes a waste of time. Yeah?
Ah, me and Thunderfoot have agreed on something. Yay!
Yes, it's true that by reading your introduction you can come to the stunning conclusion that a man who thinks he knows with absolute certainty the origin of the universe, something that has eluded the minds of the smartest people.
That's kind of funny, though. You know, Thunderfoot was better dressed when he was doing that stupid debate with that stupid Comfort guy than he was when he was with the PZ Meyer guy or Dawkins. That is kind of funny.
The planet that doesn't know where bananas come from is intellectually challenged. But damn, that bastardization of logic makes me cringe.
Read the ignorant foolishness of Ray Comfort and see what an ignorant fool he is, and it will strengthen your faith in evolution.
No.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Again, this quote mining stuff is just kind of a slimy tactic, but whatever.
No, determining that Ray is a moron does not impact on the veracity of evolution any more than it impinges on the credibility of atomic theory. And Ray, faith is belief in something without evidence. Evolution stands on its ability to describe the facts. You know, the evidence that we have in reality.
Strengthen your faith in evolution, but he's afraid of the gospel that it contains.
That's an interesting conjecture, Ray. But where are my manners? Let me let Banana Man field the answer to that.
Blog to hundreds of atheists each day who are waiting for anything that comes out of my mouth so they can rip it to shreds. But they hang around me like... Someone says, why do you call this atheist central? It's because atheists hang around me like bugs hang around a campfire. I can't get rid of them. I'm slapping them, say, go away. No, we're staying here. It's like a train wreck. We want to see what's going to happen next.
Yep, that's right, Ray. This is...
It's true. Yeah, that's right. And then they quote mine you and try to humiliate you and make you look as stupid as possible. It's true. But you sort of do deserve that. That's right. You're making a bold statement there, fella. You know, you're boldly saying that your God has more credibility than all the other silly God religions. And that somehow your God religion theory has more credibility than evolution. And it really doesn't.
The reason why people hang around you. Because you're a clown. It's not because they fear anything you have to say. They hang around you for the lulz. Dawkins suggests that you rip the introduction out because Dawkins isn't in it.
Newsflash, Thunderfoot. Just a little newsflash. You know, the majority of people in America still believe the crap that this guy is preaching. Okay, they want to hear it. They pay him to speak it. All right, so get that straight before you get so pious.
For the lulz. He's an educator. And your introduction is comparable to putting an introduction in a book about leprosy, saying that it's nothing to do with bacteria, and that God describes how to cure leprosy in the Bible by killing a bird and then dipping another bird in the blood of the first and then letting it go, and then getting all surprised when healthcare professionals of one sort or another get kind of pissy at you.
So I want to thank that lady.
You know, that is sort of irritating about the Bible. Oh crap, batteries went dead. So I'll have to tie these stupid videos together. So I actually have to, well, I won't edit it, I'll just tie them together somehow. But anyway, I was just saying how the bird thing, you know, Jesus is talking about do the birds have blah blah blah, and then in the next part they're using birds in some sort of potion, and you know, so obviously the birds aren't doing too well if we're gonna fry them up to cure our leprosy.
That put the origin of stupidity video on, that got well over 1 million views advertising the book.
By that lady, I assume you're referring to the fiery sex bomb goddess of Zoma Goddess Cress. Yeah, I'd like to thank her too. Nice one, Chrissy.
I really appreciate it, because that was free publicity, and they done a great job.
So in essence, the atheists have catapulted Way of the Master, your ministry about evangelism.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. That's right. They make icons out of this drivel. Instead of arguing the argument, they argue these stupid little toady personalities and end up making them the focus of intention, which is sort of not a very good plan.
Jesus Christ, God, to the next level, haven't they?
Yeah, right. I love the desperate attempt to put a positive spin on it. But face it, it was free advertising for, as you put it, a train wreck. I get...
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, you know, there's lots of quotes on that kind of subject. You know, any publicity is good publicity kind of thing. You know, Groucho or something said that.
There's another fundamental difference between us, Ray, is I would not be happy.
True
for
beauty.
free
Ooh, let me go
publicity
back.
as
Let me go
banana.
back and look at that. Ooh, it had that little crap in there. The true beauty of a self-inquiring, sentient, I don't know what that is, universe is lost on those, yeah. So he does have this beauty universe crap. It's always together. Ew. Pukey.
I would not be happy for free publicity as Banana Man or Mr. Moron performs another unintentionally funny intellectual train wreck. However, you have stepped up to the plate, and in this role...
Yeah, but you know that's not how the real world works. I mean, to the people that are going to fall for his stuff, the idiots, this is fine. Any publicity is good publicity. The same argument's going to apply. He's not going to be making some other argument. And you'll look like, you know, it's really easy. I mean, I can even see how you're sort of cheating the argument. You're abusing his content. You're twisting and quote mining. So you're giving lots of holes for anybody who has any kind of sympathies. And you're creating a sympathetic character in some ways by banging him over the head with your little banana thing.
Both of us seem to be happy. Regrettably, we lost PCS, but I'm perfectly happy for Banana Man to succeed him in all of his offices.
But in their effort to make him look foolish, atheists gave Ray Comfort an international platform for his message.
Behold, 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 the atheist's nightmare.
Yeah, that's almost right. Ray is famous for being an idiot. But even if this did somehow transfer as publicity for the Bible, anyone in product promotion or brand image would projectile vomit, Exorcist style, that the idea of having this sort of promotion, you know, it'd be kind of like having a lead paint manufacturer endorsing a line of toys for children.
Yeah, well, again, that's just sort of bogus. Obviously, people kill other people for notoriety, you know, to get their message out. So, nah, this is kind of a lame argument.
Ray's aware of his train wreck persona too, and you have to look no further than his attempts to rewrite history to realize this.
Well, look, we know what he is, okay? He doesn't even believe in God, alright? Are you serious? You think either one of these dorks believes that Jesus Christ is going to be waiting for them, and they're going to have to start answering some questions about what's going on in their little wheelie, little dealy, little fucking car salesman heads? Get real. This is how they make a living, okay? Selling snake oil. That's what they do.
Firstly, claiming that his banana argument was valid, but misquoted.
However, atheists removed the Coke can from the video version.
And then, of course, acknowledging that bananas were selectively bred.
Comfort apologized for his mistake about the banana, saying, "I was not aware that the common banana had been so modified through hybridization."
But not wanting to disappoint his loyal fans, Trainwreck Tim then gives us this gem.
However, the truth remains that God gave man the knowledge and ability to modify it so that it perfectly fit into his hand. He did the same with big dogs so they can fit into his car.
Yeah, sure. 30,000 or so years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, the point is that argument, once you accept the fact that God's in the equation, yes, God can do anything, and he does it through us, and everything's going to be okay, and there are no victims, because, yeah, everybody who's killed on the highway every year is probably a shithead, right? Because, you know, why would God let it happen if it wasn't true?
When man first started selectively breeding the domestic dog, he thought, you know, we should breed a small dog such that in 30,000 years' time when we invent the car, our dogs will fit in them.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, fit in the house. I mean, obviously we did manage them. We turned them into domesticated household pets. So I would argue that, yeah, part of that is logical. These little fellas here were meant to go chase foxes and such, though. And these guys were here for guarding the sheep and whatnot. Sheep herder. Yeah, sheep herder dogs.
Anyway, sometime later, Banana Man gives up trying to justify his bananas prove God argument is valid but misquoted, and happily performs the routine as legitimate humour.
The banana and the hand are perfectly made, one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green, too early, yellow.
Yeah, this is the champion of creationism, performing his argument for God as legitimate humour.
Yeah, right. And don't every single one of these, whatever they are, these salesmen, these Jerry Falwells, they all got a shtick. You know, they all got a routine. Some of them play the piano, some of them yell really loud. They all got a routine. So fucking what?
Way to fill PCS's shoes, Ray. I mean, to make a Why Do People Laugh at Creationists video, you need someone of the caliber of PCS. But to make a Why Do Creationists Laugh at Creationists video, that requires a Banana Man.
I don't even know why you can't do the polite YouTube thing and at least call, you know, Venom Fang X by his name or some derivative of there. I mean, this PCS crap. Should we come up with an acronym for Thunderfoot? Beautiful Butthead, so that would be, let's see, BBH. Yeah, BBH.
Notice the pointed top for ease of entry. Just the right shape for the human mouth. Chewy, palatable, good for you. And the maker has even curved it toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. That's if you get it the right way around.
That's the human race, unfortunately. See, they'll laugh at this kind of stuff. They like cartoons and simple, dimple little bullshit. You know, just tell them any old lie and they'll just, okay, as long as it's a good, pretty story. Tell them beautiful little things. Talk about beauty a lot. They'll like that because they like to hear little pretty stories about the universe and all pretty colors it is. They don't want to hear about how evolution doesn't have any fucking beautiful concepts connected to it. It's consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. Yeah. No beauty in there.
Way to represent, Banana Man. Way to represent.
Yeah, so whatever. Again, I mean, this really should be about the argument, you know, and not these individuals. But whatever. Whatever. I mean, I guess I'm making videos about an individual making arguments, but, you know, where we draw the line, who knows? Yeah. 118,000 subscribers. Okay, educational. Yes, ridicule is just so educational. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's probably enough. There's other people making videos. I gotta do some other videos, but you know, just no, I won't bother with it. A lot of things bugging me lately. Anyway, till the next time. Brought to you by Neon again. Neon doesn't like anybody or anything. Yep, I could hang out with Neon and Helium. Yep. Alright, anyway. Sorry, I forgot I was still recording. Didn't forget all the way. I just kind of temporarily forgot. So that's enough. Now I hit the button.